What's up, YouTube? It is your girl Renisha. I think I'm going to change the name of my YouTube channel. So yeah, that part. I'm going to give you 5 quick tips. These are things you can do today to start to help you overcome anxiety. Now, I don't believe in learning how to live with anxiety. Me personally, I don't believe I have to live with anything Jesus got beat for me to be freed from. So if you're the type of person that thinks this is just something lifelong and you have to deal with it, you have to live with it, there's no cure, okay, that's on you. This video is not for you. Or maybe it could still help you, but you know, I just don't believe in that. I believe that you can be free from it. So I'm going to give you 5 quick tips. I have more than 5. I think I'm going to do a 2-part video, kind of split it up. But these are things that you can do today to start breaking free from anxiety, even in the midst of a pandemic. I know a lot of you all have been dealing with anxiety before the pandemic. It started after the pandemic. I had the worst journey with anxiety in my entire life. It started like in May. I wasn't afraid of corona. That wasn't the issue. But the thing is, this quarantine and having to slow down and not being so busy that you can't deal with your real issues, that's what got me. So all type of stuff started coming up because the Lord is trying to do, and I didn't want to make it this type of video. He's trying to do a lot of soul work in us anyway. As far as this year is concerned, so there are a lot of things that just came up in my life during the start of this pandemic. Or it wasn't the start, technically it started. Corona has been here since last year, but y'all know what I mean. There's a lot of stuff that just came up that I would have completely ignored or pushed to the back burner because I was too busy had we not been quarantined. So it was good for us to be here. But anyway, I'm going to give you 5 quick tips. These are things you can start today to get free from anxiety. Now, you may not like it, you may not agree with it, but I promise you, if you just listen and actually do it, it's going to work. Tip number 1, and this is not even necessarily in a specific order, okay? It's not in a particular order. These 5 things. Number 1, you have to admit the fact that you are dealing with anxiety. The Lord told me during my journey, he said you can't get free from anything you don't acknowledge. So you can't just be beating around the bush, not wanting to call it out, thinking if you say this, you're coming into agreement with it. No, you have to admit the fact, hey, I'm dealing with anxiety. Now, how can I fix it? Okay, so number 1, admit that you're dealing with anxiety. Number 2, tell someone. You need accountability, an accountability partner. This can be a peer, this can be a mentor, this can be a family member you trust, a teacher, whoever. You just need to tell someone that you are not okay. It is okay to not be okay. And if you have family members or friends that you cannot admit that you're not okay because they're going to judge you or tell you just be strong. Listen, his strength is made perfect in our weakness. I don't have to be strong all the time. So yeah, accountability. You need to tell somebody that you trust, listen, I am not okay. Number 3, you need to get off social media. I said what I said. Now, I stayed on YouTube because you can filter YouTube, but as far as Facebook and Instagram, I deactivate and I deactivate Facebook all the time. I just deactivated Facebook again yesterday. Facebook is just, I'm not even going to say it's Facebook. It's the people on Facebook, but I'm not even going to get into that. Facebook is draining. Facebook is draining when you don't have anxiety. Social media can be draining when you're not in the midst of a pandemic. You need to get off of social media, specifically Instagram and Facebook, because of the things like all of these people are dying, not just from corona, but other things that can really mess with you, that can really bother you if you have anxiety. Also, you could be seeing people that are successful, people that are getting new houses, getting new husbands and wives, having children, if that's your thing. Different things like that, and that can bother people too because they start that comparison, which is not good. But the main thing, or the main trigger, all of the death notices, listen, in the last 2 days I've seen so many, that thing started messing with me again. I was like, you know what, listen. So yeah, I do recommend, number 3, get off of social media, specifically Facebook and Instagram, because you need a cleanse. You need to cleanse your spirit. You need to cleanse your soul. You need to cleanse your mind. Some of you need to cleanse your body. You have got to get off social media. I know it's like, oh my God, how can I live without social media, baby? Let me tell you, you can live much better without it. Also, the news. If you watch the news, we'll put that with number 3. Get off social media and stop watching the news. First of all, they lie so bad on the news, but they're trying to invoke fear. So that's not going to help you at all if you're dealing with social media. So number 1, admit the fact that you have anxiety. Number 2, you need accountability. Get an accountability partner. Let somebody know that you are not okay. Number 3, limit social media drastically and stop watching the news. Number 4, I want to give more than 5. Okay, number 4, you need to write it out. You have to journal. And it may sound like, Renisha, what? I'm working on a book right now regarding anxiety, but I'm also working on a workbook. The Lord told me, you all have to, the people that are going to get this book, they have to be able to write these things out. Listen, journaling, writing is therapeutic, and you may not think so, but I promise you, if you start it today, you're going to start to feel better. You can even do exercises where when you start feeling overwhelmed or whatever the feeling is, get your notebook, write down what you're feeling, and then write down, okay, why am I feeling this? And wait to hear an answer. If you're saved, Holy Spirit is going to talk to you. If you're not saved, he can talk to you. Let's be real, y'all. But write down how you're feeling, and then ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? And then write down what you hear. You can write down good things. You can write down bad things. You can write letters to God. You can write letters to people that you need to forgive. But write. Find a way to write. Writing is therapeutic. I'm telling you, and everything that I'm telling you all to do, these are things that I did. This is stuff that I'm still doing. You have got to write it out. If you want to write a letter out cussing somebody out, if you just want to write a bunch of cuss words, I'm telling you, writing is therapeutic. So write it out. And number 5, I hate to even cut it off here. Okay, number 5, you're gonna have to laugh. And it may sound crazy, but laughter is medicine. It even says that in the Bible. Laughter is medicine. You want to know one of the main things? As a matter of fact, I'm going to give you 2 television shows. 2 television shows that I relied on heavily when I was trying to de-stress from this anxiety. Wildin' Out, Nick Cannon's Wildin' Out, and Ridiculousness. Now, Wildin' Out is the one, I don't think Ridiculousness was really playing like that. Wildin' Out was the one I watched the most when I was going through the real bad anxiety in June and July. When I tell you all, laughter is healing, and that show helped me. And some may think it's corny. That is up to you. It doesn't have to be Wildin' Out. It doesn't have to be ridiculousness, but find things that make you laugh. You can find comedy movies, you can do comedy sketches, Saturday Night Live on YouTube, whatever. Just find stuff that genuinely makes you laugh, and I promise you it's going to be like therapy to your soul. So yeah, 5 practical tips. I didn't want to go too long to help you break through, overcome anxiety immediately. These are all things you can start today. Number 1, admit the fact that you're dealing with anxiety. Number 2, find an accountability department. Find an accountability partner to let them know you are not okay. Number 3, get off of social media and turn off the news. Oh, even with that, filter the conversations. You may have to ignore some phone calls. You may have to ignore some text messages. If you're on the phone with somebody talking negative or talking about all the people that died, don't put yourself through that. Hang up the phone. So we're going to put all of that with number 3. Get off social media, filter your phone calls and your text messages, DMs, all of that, and stop watching the news. Number 4, write it out. You have got to journal. That journaling. I want you all to let me know when I post this, and when you start doing it, come back in a week and let me know if it works for you. I already know it's going to. And number 5, laugh. Find reasons to laugh. So watch your comedy. Wildin' Out worked for me. Ridiculousness worked for me. Those are the 2 top things. Now, I just love comedy. With me, it's like horror or comedy. Pray for me, y'all. But I love comedy. So find you some Kevin Hart stuff, you know, whoever you like, whoever your favorite comedian is, find it, embrace that, and watch the transformation. So I'll come back with the other 5 at a later time. I don't need this stuff getting too hot. I'll come back with some more tips at a later time. Like I said, I'm working on a book, and I was kind of vacillating between back and forth about if I should release this, when I should. But I know, I mean, I don't want to be selfish and say, oh, I can't release this without you know, getting paid. That's dumb. But yeah, and I wanted to do this video before my makeup got messed up with the mask. So I'm about to go in Chipotle, and the mask just broke. See, that's why I'm about to go in Chipotle, y'all. But share this video if you know somebody that's dealing with anxiety. Send them to the link to this video. Seriously, that is not your portion. Okay, love y'all. Oh yeah, if you made it to the end of this video, comment pineapples, because I like pineapples. I'm so extra. Bye y'all.